Hi, I'm Genevieve Jodhan. I started to use GLEAC because the benchmark assessment was very interesting to me. To use with my clients, it was really user friendly. I found that it accurately identified the strengths and the weaknesses of me when I did it. And so it worked really well with my clients. And the fact that it's accredited by the British Psychological Society meant a lot to them, so that they were able to buy into it. But one of the things that I really like about the tool is how much time it saves when you're recruiting, especially since I'm not offering recruiting as a distinct service. I'm using it as part of my business development when I'm helping to restructure companies. So I was recruiting an operations manager for a firm, a service provider. And what we found is there were like hundreds of applications, and the recruiting agency narrowed it down to 10. And when we were trying to decide in the end who to use, we used the GLEAC benchmark assessment. And when the results came back, what we found is the candidate that we thought was going to be the one to really do the role well, when we looked at the personality traits, she was not going to be able to work with the owner of the business because it's an owner managed company. And there was not enough alignment to bring in this person at that senior role. And I think that really helped with being able to make the right decision. And we were really surprised too, because sometimes psychometric tests come back and they're really difficult to interpret, but this one was really clear because we had already done it for the owner of the business. So we were able to go through a quick comparison to see what would work, what wouldn't work. And we ended up hiring the second candidate, who was not as strong academically or even experienced, but turned out to be a better fit. In another company, and I'm dealing with mostly SMEs, small and medium enterprises that are owner managed, because in Trinidad, we are heavily into oil and gas, but we have a small non-oil manufacturing sector, and that's where I am spending most of my consulting time. What I found for startups, there was this company that's existing already and wanted to start up a new division and had earmarked one of its employees to head it up. And it wasn't working out, and the owner was getting a bit frustrated, and I said, why don't we do this test, because my role there was to help them expand the business, and I just felt she had all these attributes that they thought was good, but it wasn't working out. When she did the test, it was very, very clear that she really needed a lot of guidance. And for this role, it was pretty much you had to do a lot on your own without, all the structured, here's the process map or the procedures. You had to actually build it yourself. And it ended up where we had to move her into another role and then bring someone in from on the outside. So again, she was able to see, she wanted more leadership and time with her boss, who definitely couldn't provide it, and it was just not going to work out. They weren't aligned. So she moved into another role. And again, I just facilitated it, and they actually had their own meeting with each other using the tool. So they took the emotions out of it,